here.
Okay.
All right, can you see this? The dashboard?
I can, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, so this is Lead Train. Okay, it's easy. You just log into it with your password and you're right into this. The heart of Lead Train is basically your daily schedule. Okay. It's being able to make your time as productive as possible so that every day when you sit down to do your business, you have everything outlaid for you and you can just go down the list and boom, 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 boom. You've got a bunch of tasks that are basically created based upon actions you've taken previously. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean there. So the start of it really is your contacts. Okay, and you can upload your contacts and very easily through a file. Are you familiar with uploading files?
No.
Okay.
It's going to go from my address book. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Do you have an address book somewhere, like through your Gmail or anything like that?
Well, it's on my iPhone, my contact list.
Uh-huh.
That's
Okay.
what you're talking about, the contacts.
Yeah. Is it through Gmail or Outlook or just in there? Do you know?
Well, I mean, my iPad, my iPhone, I have a contact icon and all
Okay.
my contacts are in there.
Okay. We can figure out and walk you through the process on how to do that. But that's the best way is just upload a file of all your contacts. Okay. But you can't go in and add them manually too.
Oh, that would be awful.
Yeah. Whatever you prefer to do. There's different ways of doing it. Now, and then manually, so you can put all this information in there. So now tell me, kind of recap, what's your situation as far as what rank are you at and where are you in your business as far as your leaders and?
I'm just under a silver.
Okay. So you, so far as is your situation more of a product user situation or do you have?
Well, I've got 200 in my organization.
Great.
Now, unfortunately, I didn't learn enough early enough to get them strategized and placed properly. So I'm only making like $300 a month at the moment. So,
Okay.
But I'm learning and my upline's trying to help me with placements.
Okay. And what's your biggest challenge right now?
Well, it is probably organizing my day because I do a new piece of paper every day of who I need to call.
Got it. Okay. And that's why this was formulated. Jordan is Jordan McKee. He was the founder of Lead Train and, very influential in the development. He worked for doTERRA as account manager for years and all day long he'd just work with distributors. And that's exactly what he found is he found that distributors were running their business off Post-it notes and yellow pads and stuff. And because they hadn't been taught or shown any other way to do it. And so he kind of set out to design Lead Train as a way for people to be far more efficient and manage their business. And so that's kind of where it came from. So you can upload these contacts in here. And the idea here is to build as big a list as possible. Okay. Because you don't want to limit yourself. What's the first thing that people tell you when you sign up for the business, your leaders? What do they tell you to do?
When I sign up as a wellness advocate or I enroll people?
So when you enroll people, what do you tell people to do? The first thing to do?
The first thing we do is fill out the enrollment form and then I enter them into the computer and we place their order and then they have their own website and I'm able to share to them how to use it.
Okay, got it. And then you tell them, okay, to promote if you want to be successful in business, you need to create a list. You need to go share the product with as many people as possible, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's the fundamental strategy in network marketing, but it's easier said than done.
Right.
Because what people do is they'll formulate a list based on what they can recall, and then they'll look at the list and they'll say, but I'm only comfortable approaching, this small group of people, right?
Yeah.
And it's the standard problem in network marketing. Some don't, it doesn't bother, but for most people, it's a challenge. And the reality is that, you've probably met, most people, there's a rule called Dunbar's rule that you can only come up with about 150 people off the top of your head, that you've met. The reality is you probably met thousands in your lifetime, right?
Right.
And all those people right now may be potential prospects. They may not. Okay, you don't know.
Right.
But and they certainly, most of them aren't appropriate contacts right now because you probably haven't maintained those relationships, right?
Right.
But it doesn't mean they can't be prospects in the future if you have a plan to reestablish those relationships over time.
Okay.
So in creating a list, this is very important to get very, creative as far as to memory joggers, whether it's yearbooks or whatever you can come up with, to create as big a list as you can possibly create. Even if you think you may never approach them about the business, it's about the exercise, right?
Okay.
And then get their contact information. So make this list as big as possible, okay? And you may never contact a lot of these people. So the idea is to build this huge list of prospects, advance them to leads, and then to your team once you sign them up, and then to groups. You're going to have different groups because you're not going to communicate to everybody the same, right?
Right.
You're not going to communicate to a new recruit that you've just barely signed up like you are a leader.
Right.
You're not going to communicate with somebody who you haven't talked to for 5 years, like someone that you talk to every week and you're comfortable approaching about the business, right?
Right.
So you want to break this into groups so you can communicate to them appropriately in different ways, depending on who they are. Okay. So this is kind of the plan. We call our name is Lead Train. And the reason for that is we've come up with this very unique concept called tracks. And a track is just a series of communications to further a relationship. And that relationship might be from a relationship of someone you've known in the past and haven't talked to for a long time, and you need to reacquaint with them. It might be someone that you are comfortable with, and you need a series of communications or plan to approach them about the business. It might be someone who's just signed up, and you need a series of communications to advance them so they get everything taken care of in their first 30 days. There are different plans for communications.
Right.
So example, I've got a track for intro to business for someone who I know that I'm going to introduce to the business. I've got a track for introduction to my products for someone who I'm just thinking will be a product user. I've got a track for close friends and family and how I might approach them, use them. I've got one for meetings, or my leadership track, my 2 team members for the first 30-day track, like a daily do list. And then a track is made up of steps, okay? So I'm going to create a new empty track here. Now, there's other ways to do this, and I'll get into this later. But in this case, I'm going to create a track for a reconnect. Okay. And the reconnect track says, Greg, it looks like you currently have no steps on this track. So I need to create some steps. Okay, so a reconnect track is simply a plan to reach out to those people that we haven't connected with for a long time, right?
Okay.
Because it's not appropriate to approach somebody that you just have. It's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Right.
And so you really shouldn't do it that way. So a reconnect track is a series to do that. So let's say that first communication is I just need to reconnect with them some way. Okay. And then I'm going to do a separate communication where I'm just going to follow up with them in a natural way to continue that rebuilding the relationship, because you're not going to rebuild a relationship overnight that you've lost, that has been lost for 5-6 years, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you're going to check in, okay? And you may do this, 5, 6, 7, how many times it takes over the course of, a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, however long it takes, okay? And the thing here is I think I talked to you about treating your business like a business yesterday.
Right.
And businesses think long term, right?
Sure.
And so network marketers tend to think short term. They think they need to go talk to everybody at once.
Yeah.
But a business has a plan for a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Do you plan on being in doTERRA for the long haul?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So let's say in 3 months, it would be nice to have a fresh crop of people, or every single month, that you're now comfortable with talking to, right?
Right.
Your today's efforts, this is a relationship business. So when you're starting out, almost all your time should be spent on creating relationships rather than doing all the nicky-tacky little things that most network marketers do. Because if you can reestablish a relationship today and rebuild that relationship, let's say you connect with 5 new people per week you reconnect with through a system. Well, that's down the road, that's 5 new people in 3 months that you'd feel comfortable prospecting in a week. That's significant, right?
Yeah.
And so it's planning ahead like a business does, having a long-term plan. So you're not going to establish these overnight. Okay, this is a series. Now let's go to the first step. I'm going to finish adding these. I'm going to go to the reconnect step. Okay. So on the reconnect, you can do this. You can say, okay, I feel comfortable about sending them an email. I've got their email address. Or maybe this person I would feel more comfortable about texting to reconnect. Or maybe I should give them a phone call. Or maybe this is somebody that I should contact in person. Okay, whatever is appropriate, it's a plan of action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say with this person, I feel comfortable. I haven't seen Jane for a long time. Okay, and I just need to reconnect with Jane. I've managed to locate her email address, and I'm going to edit this. And this comes up. Ben. Ben's a little helper in Lead Train that'll walk you through processes and give you ideas. So he's got this. Here are some tips for a reconnect email. This message should be brief and informal. Focus of the message should be in person. Use specific details. So just some things that can help you. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put just something in the header like this. Something simple and very one time. You'll see. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to type something like it automatically inputs their name. So you don't have to do that. And I'm going to type something like, hey, Jane, excuse me, losing my voice. I was going through my yearbooks and noticed that picture of when we did blank. Okay. Went skiing or something like that, you know. Are you still skiing? So ask questions, okay? Now, the idea of this is to create very personal emails because this is a relationship business, right?
Right.
So create very personal emails in as efficient a way as possible. So, so you may have lots of these that are, appropriate to the person, but you can go quickly in there and fill in the blanks and be very efficient. See how that could benefit you?
Yeah.
And so it's just, and so that's kind of the idea with a reconnect track. So going back up here, I'm going to save that track. Now I may have done a text in there where I could have done the same thing with a text thing. Now you can't send text from the application, the desktop, but you can from our phone application. Okay. And this can correlate easy. It just connects basically with your phone application to update data and everything. Maybe you wanted to phone them. Well, you can go in here and create notes and an outline of how you want to approach that, or in person. Or this may be a track where you're following up with your team members and you want to cover what you want to cover in that conversation. So, do you have any questions so far?
Yeah, I think that it will really be helpful if the contacts can be uploaded from my contact list instead of doing all this one by one, unless I'm just really Yeah, putting the names in by myself, the ones I'm going to reconnect with.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can
That's
figure
perfect.
out how to help you to do it if you don't know how to do it. Our tech team would be happy to help you do that. So it shouldn't be difficult to do.
Okay.
So then you've got a check-in track, and you may go in on your check-in track and do the same process, only this email it's going to be something different. It might be, it's a response to what they've responded to. So then it may be a continued conversation, or it might be down the road saying, hey, what are you doing for lunch? Let's get lunch together, or something like that. Or it might be a text. But again, it's a plan to do that. Now, so I formed this track, okay? Now I need to set up a plan for communication of how I'm going to do that, okay? So this reconnect, I reach out to them today, and then I'm going to set it so in 5 days, it's going to be added to my schedule that I need to follow up with Jane again.
Okay.
And then it'll be in there how I'm going to follow up with them, be it text, whatever you made. And then in 5 more days, I need to follow up again. And then maybe in, 14 days or, however long as you plan, and so on and so on. Okay, so you're forming a plan for the future here. Okay, so when you come down to your schedule, this will appear on your schedule. Oops. So in 5 days, okay, if I put Jane on a track, in 5 days, this is going to appear. It's going to appear on my schedule that she is due for a follow-up.
Okay.
That way you don't drop the ball on it, which you do typically if you're just, don't have a plan, right?
Yeah.
So each day, so back again, this is being created by your previous actions. So when you sit down, you have everything in place. Okay. Now we need to add people to those tracks. So I've created these tracks, but I haven't added anybody to it. Okay. So I need to add somebody to those tracks. Now, obviously, I'm really connected here with in Hollywood. So,
Right.
unfortunately, I don't think most of these people would have much of an interest in being distributors, but maybe product users. So anyway, so I'm going through my list here. I'm saying, okay, let's see. Who do I think would be a good product user? So I'm going through. So who should we pick here? Okay, I'm going to step away from Hollywood. I'm going to go Peyton Manning. I'm a football fan.
Okay.
And Peyton Manning would probably love Deep Blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know why this is processing so slow. It usually doesn't do this. What's going on there? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Peyton Manning. Okay, so this is all the contact information for him.
Okay.
This is activity. We can put notes on anything, details and everything. Go down here, and basically do everything on there. We can move him to our team once he's signed up. Okay, so he's in our team list and our contact list. Okay, so going back here. So I'm going to add Peyton Manning to the track. And I'm going to add him to the introduction to my products track because I want to share Deep Blue with him. And I want to do a sample here. So I'm going to place him on that. And now he's on that track. Okay. Now going back to our list, let's go down here with Steve Martin. Okay. I used to be buddies with Steve, but I lost track of him, haven't seen him in years. So I'm thinking, I need to reconnect with him. So I'm going to put him on the reconnect track so I can reestablish that relationship, right?
Okay.
So now he's added to that track, and so on and so on. Cameron Diaz might be a leader in my organization. Well, I'm going to put her on the leader track. Tom Cruise may have just signed up, and I need to put him on a first 30-day track. So he gets a series of emails there. Okay. So now, if I go to my schedule here, okay, this is going to start to populate. Okay. So today, see here,
Yeah.
now my activity log, Steve Martin and Peyton Manning, they've been added to my track, and I know I need to contact them in 5 days or whatever I've set that schedule to be. Remember we did that?
Right.
It's going to send me a reminder and put it on my schedule that I need to follow up with Peyton Manning to see, what he thought of Deep Blue.
Okay.
And so every day, again, your time is effective. How many hours do you spend on your business a week?
I don't even know.
Kind
I
of
just work it as I go, and then
life. Okay. So let's see. So most people say they spend about 8 to 15 hours on their business. Okay. So let's say in a week you spend 8 hours. Okay. How many hours of that would you say I just nailed that? I was completely effective.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on right now in my business. So yeah, I do have 3 leaders, and we're building under them.
Okay.
I recently partnered with one of my wellness advocates that she has a detox house for heroin users.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what we did is we put together a detox kit, and we formulated a 72-hour detox kit with essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting blown all over Ohio to teach this kit.
That's great.
So yeah, so it's almost like that leg's going to keep me busy for quite a while.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can take that, information here and plug it in here, and every day you'll know exactly what you need to do. Okay. So that's great, because that's going to force you to be efficient. Okay.
Right.
But the idea is if you typically put 8 hours in your business, most people tell me they're effective for maybe 2 of those hours, they feel like, and they're spinning their wheels the rest of the time. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
And so the idea is to make you more efficient. So when you sit in here, every hour you're in Lead Train, you're efficient. So you're going to increase your efficiency by, 400, 500%, so that, or more, so that 6 to 8 hours are very efficient rather than 1 or 2.
Okay.
So do you currently have a profession?
No,
Okay.
This is what I do full
This is what
time.
you do full time. Okay. Well, this is a profession. And so businesses, one thing you want to do is put a value on your time. What's my time worth?
Right.
Am I worth $20 an hour? Am I worth $30 an hour? And you need to do that to make sure you're being efficient. So you say, if I'm working this, I better be producing, at least setting the groundwork to earn $30 an hour in the near future, right?
Right.
For every hour I spent. So going back to a tool like this, it makes sense, to invest $1 a day if it's going to make you 400% more effective and get you closer to earning that, to making yourself worthy of your hourly rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go to contacts, tracks. There we go on here. Events. Okay, so you can schedule events on here. And I'm going to start speeding this up for time's sake, okay? So you can create an event. You've got upcoming events, past events. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create an event. And you said you're doing these, are the actual meetings you're doing then?
Correct.
Okay, so you're going to do a meeting for heroin addicts, right?
Correct.
How do you spell heroin?
ROIN.
OIN, okay. Okay. And you're going to do this meeting, let's say, at, probably at a,
Church or library.
Okay. And you can put in the address there or whatever. Okay. You set up the time of the meeting. If you have like a flyer or something, you can put the image in there that you're using to promote it. Create it. now you can go in and say, okay, who do I want to invite to this? Okay. All of my contacts, or just the team contacts I've got in there, or my new leads if it's a prospect meeting, or a group that I could create, a group of people who are strictly my heroin addict client prospects. So you could create a heroin treatment prospect list.
Yeah.
So you could pick on that list, and then that would come up, and it would come up. So, okay, so that list on my list for heroin is John Elway, Derek Favors, Carlton Malone, and Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
So those are, and so you can send out an invite very easily that way. Okay, so you preview the invite, and here you've got a template, so you can quickly. Most of the meetings are going to be pretty much the same. So you got your template in there, and then you can just go in here and put in, it's going to be at this location, this time and date. Here's the title, something like, of the event. And so you can quickly go in and create a template so you can quickly send these out. Then they can verify that they're going, confirm it. And then you send that out to that list, and now you can track your results. So you can see how many people you've invited, how many people opened the email, and if they haven't opened the email, then you know that you need to reach out to them by some other method, and how many people have confirmed they're going. Okay. And we see huge spikes. People tell us that they're getting huge spikes in their meeting attendance by doing this, as it gives them a perspective on what's going on. Okay. Any questions there?
Well, I mean, it's a matter of doing it. I think it's not, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of putting everything in.
Yeah, it is. And doing it, it's, again, it's your daily thing. So you're effective during that time frame. So do you use social media at all? You promote your business on social media?
I've got a Facebook page for Kerr Oils, which is the name of my business. And then I do create events, and it's on Facebook. And also I send out emails with an event.
Okay. Are you familiar with the concept of landing pages?
Landing? No.
Okay. So most effective internet marketers, I come from an internet marketing background, will use what's called a landing page rather than, they'll have a website, but for the most part, as far as promoting their product, their business, they'll use landing pages. And the landing page is just a one-page website with a very specific message to a targeted audience. Okay. So for example, a landing page, you could have a sample page. Rather than send them to some big complicated website, you create a one-page sample page that you can send them to for requesting a sample and learning about an oil. Okay. You can create these very easily in Lead Train very quickly. Okay. So I've got this one, lavender oil. And on each of these, you can create these very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit this one here. You can upload your own photograph to it, however you want to. You go in there, you type whatever text you want to on there, and you can just go in here and create this little sample button. You click done. And then you go up here and, oops, there's here. Okay, so we can go up there and publish it. And then view live page. So now you're going to have this page you created for yourself. You can go ahead and create these. So now you can send this, you'll get a link right here. You can send out, you can post in your social media post or send out by email. And when they click on it, it's going to come to here, and they can claim a sample here, and this is going to pop up. And when they fill this out, three things are going to happen. One, it's going to be added to their name is going to be added to your prospects list. You're going to get an email notifying you that they requested a sample, and it's going to be added to your task list. So you can promote this by social media really easy. So I'm going to move through this really quick because we're running out of time here. You also have, the idea is to take those pages and use them to promote via social media or email. So there's several ways that you can use your social media tool. When you join the Lead Train, Lead Train, you're gonna add in what company you're with, and if you put doTERRA in, you're going to join the Lead Train community, okay, or the doTERRA Lead Train community, where all these people are sharing social media posts, and they've agreed just by clicking a button to allow you to share those posts as well, or adjust them however you need to. So take that content and use it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really good content here, right?
Yep.
You can take this and repost it for yourself. Okay, so let's say I want to repost. Let's see, there's lots of stuff here. It can be quotes or whatever you want to be, thoughts, whatever you want to do that way. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. So let's say black pepper. So somebody posted a thing on black pepper here. You can come in here and edit that yourself, share it. And sorry, my phone's ringing. Okay, type in what you want there, what you want to in there, and then you can add the link that you created for your sample page. You can just put a thing in for a free sample, click here, and then the link will be added in there to that sample page you created. And then you can say, who do I want to send this to? Well, I want to send it to my business page, I'll post it there, and I want it to be posted to my events or my group page. And then it's going to go out to those areas. And then you can post it immediately, or you can schedule it for later. And then you can schedule tons of these posts. You can sit down in one setting and schedule your posts out for a month, for a week, however you want to. So you can also go create your own post, upload an image of your own, or go from the archive. You can pick a picture. We've got tons of them. So let's say I'm going to do a post on a quote on sunsets. So you can quickly go in here and pull up an image that you can use. We have an editor in here. So you can come in here and put in a quote or whatever you want to do. It's a pretty robust editor. So you've got all kinds of tools you can use in there. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Very handy for posting. You can do a lot of posts very quickly out of here. Our members really like this. They find it to be very effective. So I think that's about it. I ran through those other things pretty quick. But basically, to recap, you have your schedule. You schedule every day. You can track your results too. So you can see how many leads you added over the course of 30 days, a year, how many events you held, how many leads you contacted, how many samples you gave out to help you be more efficient. You have your contacts that can easily be added. You have your tracks. You have your events. And your social media posting, and then your pages. So that's it for the most part. I mean, it's a quick overview of it. But what are your thoughts?
I think it's a lot to learn. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with getting this heroin detox kit put together and going out and giving classes on that. So I'm not singling out new contacts. I'm diving into that area for a while. So I've got the woman that I partnered with to do this. She's the one that's organizing all the names and events at this moment. So yeah, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I wanted to take a look at it just to see how user friendly it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got these two other systems sitting right in front of me that I really haven't touched, and that's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your program cost? What does it cost?
Well, it's right now. You were through the Susie Schuring webinar, so she negotiated a really pretty good price for you. Rather, we could have compensated her for it, but she said she just wanted to pass the savings on to you guys. So she negotiated a price. Typically, it's $25 a month, but she negotiated a price of $18 per month, or $19 per month, 18 some, and then an annual price of $175, which is normally $150. If you paid monthly, it'd be like $300, so that saves you about $125. It has a 1 month guarantee, and we are very big on training. So if what we do is give you training videos, and if you are having some struggle figuring out, we'll get on a one-on-one conference with you, show you how to do everything, I'll show you how to upload those leads if that's a challenge, however you want to do it. So I may lose you in a minute. These webinars are limited to an hour here, so if I lose you, I may have to call you by phone. I got less than a minute, it says. So anyway, as far as what your thoughts are, would you lean to either of those subscriptions, and which way?
Oh gosh, I can't lean to anything at the moment. Like I said, I'm overwhelmed with this project, and I know it would help me to get organized with that project. But I have a meeting today at 6 with my leaders.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw this around with them.
Great. Yeah.
So,
We could do a team conference call if you want to, so they could see it like this if you want to.
okay, so let me let you know about that.
Okay. I'll
figure
follow
that
up with
out.
you on Monday if that's okay, and just see how that went. And then we can talk then and see what you want to do here. Okay?
Okay. That's
All right.
Thanks,
Okay.
Greg.
Thanks for doing that. Have a
Appreciate
good day, and we'll talk Monday.
it. Okay.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.